Bloom Room for episode 2. I am Amy E. Reichert, and I'm here with Heather Webb, my fellow host. And I am so excited to have our guests with us today. We have Susan Meissner, who is a USA Today best-selling author with 500,000 books in print. And her latest release is The Nature of Fragile Things. And we also have Sonja Yoerg, and she is a Wall Street Journal and Amazon bestseller. And her new novel just came out this past week, I think. Yeah, this past week, a week ago. And that is The Family Ship. So welcome, ladies. We are so excited to have you.
It's so great to be here. Thanks.
It's the Bloom Room is the place to be.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start with Poppy News.
We got higher tech this week.
Yes, we are on our A game this week, Blooms. Okay, so Poppy News. First of all, we have to start with the giveaway from last week. So Amy was giving away a copy of the Kindred Spirits Supper Club. Did I say that right? And 3 words for goodbye. And that goes to Sharon Carlson Person. So Sharon, make sure you send us a private message and we will send it your way with your address, please.
Yeah.
Other news, big Poppy news this week, you guys. First of all, Kelly Simmons was featured in Suburban Life magazine. Not My Boy, her latest release, which is a wonderful shout out, especially in her region. Amy Runyon has signed with Harper Muse, which is a brand new imprint from HarperCollins, and she's writing a Gilded Age novella. Now, for those of you who don't really know what a novella means, it's a short novel, essentially. It's a novelette. It's bigger than a short story, less than a novel. So that's exciting. We have 2 very big pieces of information. Tif Marcelo was chosen as Book of the Month for March. Yes? Is it March?
Yeah,
March.
early release.
Early
you can
release.
get it. You can get it at Book of the Month a full month earlier than you will be able to anywhere else.
And
I read that ahead of time. Yeah, I've read that book, and you want it a month early. You definitely do.
Anything about book clubs, I'm in it. And then the title is In a Book Club Far Away, in case we missed that.
I even have it.
It's got a great cover. Look at that.
It does have a great cover.
It's my next read.
And then the very last piece of Poppy News is from Hank Felipe Ryan, who continues to amaze us with her Emmys and her nominations. Congratulations, Hank, for a Mary Higgins Clark nomination for First to Lie.
Wow.
Announced at the Edgar Awards, which is, I think, in April. So, yeah, lots of great Poppy News.
That is great Poppy news. Yay!
Congrats, Poppies.
Yes. Fabulous.
So, ladies, first and foremost, we are a group of bookish fiends. What are we reading? Sonja, what are you up to?
I'm listening to an audiobook of Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. And it is, Hamnet is, I understand, the same name as, yes.
This is the very same
as Hamlet. It's who's the son of William Shakespeare. But the story's not so much about Shakespeare as it is about Shakespeare's wife, Agnes, and her origin, and then the children. And it's absolutely fascinating. If you've never read Maggie O'Farrell, you should. Her prose is gorgeous. And the audiobook is just, well, basically, if I'm vacuuming, I'm like vacuuming the entire neighborhood while I'm listening to this book. So definitely recommend. How about you, Sue?
Well, I just finished this Migrations by Charlotte McConaughey, and it was a read with Jenna pick. Maybe it was a pick for one of those big Universal Book Clubs, and the premise is we've got this woman who seems to be an ornithologist, and she's trying to get this team of fishermen to take her up into the Arctic Circle so that she can track these birds. And the birds are like the last of their kind because the world, it's kind of set in a dystopic kind of place. It's our world, but things have happened and all the animals are dying or are dead. And so the animals are for the most part extinct. And there's this last flock of Arctic terns birds that she wants to track. But you can tell it really isn't about the birds at all. The migrations that she's talking about, it comes across as it's about the migrations of this bird, which goes from one Arctic pole to the other one, which is a huge migration path. But it's really about her migration. Like you can tell she's going through some phases in her life. You can tell she's had some loss. And again, just like Hamnet, the prose is so beautiful. This prose is just so delicious. And it kind of reads like a sad book. I won't lie. You can tell she's gone through loss, but the prose is so beautiful that you're okay with that. And I can tell you that it has a really satisfying ending. I was really happy with the way things ended. So I highly recommend it. So now I'm going to start this one.
Yes! I recognize that book.
Yeah. So I'm going to start this one next. So, but I do highly recommend it.
Sonia, you need a copy of that book.
I do. I'm glad you recognize that.
I just realized I saw you sitting there. And I'm like, dang it. Okay, because Amy has one too. All right.
And as Heather knows, I like to use mine to prop up my computer so that it's at the right height. So that's where it is. I even took a picture of the stack of books I'm using because I think it'd be fun to see what books are sitting there. Excellent. Do you want to go next or should I?
Why don't you? Because you're already on a roll.
Well, all right. I am reading The Secrets of Love Story Bridge by Phaedra Patrick, who is just a delightful human. This is a very sweet book. It's about a widower who is with his young daughter, and it's been a couple of years since his wife has passed away. And his job is he's the person on those bridges where everyone puts those padlocks, is to go and cut them all off. And one day a woman jumps over and he follows her and saves her. And then she disappears. And it turns out that his daughter's music teacher is that woman's sister, and she's been missing for a year. So they're trying to solve this mystery of where this woman has been. I'm not very far in, and it is just delightful and charming. And it's one of those books that I know it's going to end well, so I can just relax into it and really, really enjoy it. And I really love Phaedra's writing. So that is The Secrets of Love Story Bridge.
Oh, very nice. So I just got literally today in the mail, You Belong Here Now by Diana Rostad. And she is a debut author with William Morrow, her first historical. And it's about 3 orphans that are fleeing a very impoverished, I'm trying to hold this so it's like, there we go.
You got it. It's good.
Love it.
That are fleeing an impoverished lifestyle in the tenements in New York City. And they head west, and I believe it's Montana that they go to. Big Sky, yes, to Big Sky country, Montana. And they're looking for, just anything that's better, food and
everybody's leaving New York City for Montana now.
Yeah, well, although
it's
1955, it's not that long after the flu pandemic, actually, and I think one of them had someone who died in the pandemic. In any case, it looks like it's a big-hearted novel with these kids sort of discovering themselves. One of them is supposed to round up wild horses and shoot them or something, slaughter, but he lets them go, and this creates this big drama. And so I'm not selling this book at all, and it's because I have not yet read it, but I love from the description, like I said, the big-hearted feel and the beautiful landscape, and it's just really different from most historicals out there, and I feel like there's not enough Western U.S. fiction. And I'm excited to dig into a whole different part of the country. So bring it on. I'm excited. I'll probably give it away in my newsletter after I'm done reading it. So,
good idea.
Better get in on that.
I need to be better about that. That's a great way to pass on arcs.
Yeah. Yeah. I like
love
to
that
share.
idea.
It's like, reading and sharing and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Cool. So here at the Bloom Room, you guys know, everybody out there knows, okay, maybe not, but we're establishing the show that there has to be a little bit of fun, a little bit of sass from our guests and from us. So Sue has prepared a little ditty on the side. I've heard through the grapevine that possibly a food-related item. Is that true?
Yeah. Yes, there'll be no dittying though. I've given up dittying because I found out that I'm really not that great at it. But I am very
That shouldn't
good
stop you.
at buying coffee because on my, I believe it is on my, it's either my Twitter handle.
Mhm.
I think it's my Twitter handle. I admit that I'm a coffee snob. So I like good coffee. We only buy what we consider to be like really good coffee. And I found this coffee company that I don't know how I stumbled onto. It was like an ad probably when I was scrolling one day. And I decided to give it a try because they had a special going on. And I really, really like it. And I don't buy a lot of flavored coffee because I have found that most flavored coffees leave me wanting. Like if you buy like a coconut one, it's just too fake coconut, or if you buy like a peppermint one, it's too fake peppermint. But I'm going to tell you that we just opened our last bag and ground it and threw the bag away. So I can't show you the bag, but I have it on my phone. So it's Bones Coffee. So here are some pictures, and they have such fun drawings. They're all skeletons.
Does that say bacon on it?
I'm in trouble. Yeah, but it's Bones Coffee. This one is maple bacon. Maple bacon. Coffee. And then if you can see the picture? Isn't that cute?
Yeah,
that is really cool.
It's very Grateful Dead.
This one I want to buy just because the name is so cute. It's called Jamaican Me Crazy. Isn't that great?
That is great.
And then, this one is great. And I'm going to buy it too, just for the name. It's Holy Cannoli.
Oh, I love that.
It's got the Godfather there. And you know what cannolis taste like, right? You know, they're like that cookie with that creamy white stuff in the middle that's so yummy. So I'm going to buy that one. And then they've got this little saying that's really super cute. Espresso may not be the answer, but it's worth a shot.
Espresso.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's awesome. Love it.
So
definitely worth a shot.
They have seasonal coffees too. And like the ones we just finished were all the ones I bought at Christmas time. They had a really good eggnog one, and it had a really cute skeleton in a Santa hat. It was adorable. And they had a good peppermint mocha one that was really good. Earlier in the year, they don't have it now, but they had a German chocolate cake one. It was just really tasty. And then at Halloween, they had a jack-o'-lantern type. It might have been candy corn, but it tasted really good.
You're a full-fledged fan. Look at you. You know, like all these flavors. You've tried 30 different ones, even though you don't like flavored coffees.
I know. And I keep waiting. I keep thinking, well, I'm going to order one, and I'm going to realize, okay, I've tasted all the ones that I'm going to like, because now they've devolved into that fake flavor. But they've all been really good. They've all been good. Not conquer yet. So
great rec.
I recommend Bones Coffee. It's been
yummy.
Really happy.
Yummy.
Susan, so since we have you on here, I want to know a little bit about your book, The Nature of Fragile Things. I want to know, tell us something. You know, there's a lot of interviews. Thank you. Yes, here it is, everyone.
Love that cover.
Great tech. Great tech.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bravo.
Thanks.
Tell us something about this that you haven't shared with other people. Like what is an anecdote behind the scenes that happened with this book you want to tell us about?
Behind the scenes.
Something funny or shocking or surprising. Like hook us up. Give us some juicy information. Is there some big scene you had to cut? Did you have a different novel in mind and then you realized, no, I have to go in this direction? Tell us.
That is all of my book writing processes, by the way.
Actually what happened with this book. This book took me to the mat, and it's not my first rodeo. And so to struggle so much with this one in the beginning really threw me for a loop, because I thought, well, I know how to write a book. I've written books before, but with this one, I had the backdrop already. I knew I wanted to use the San Francisco earthquake as a backdrop because there was such great imagery there for a character whose world begins to crumble. I mean, literally, before the earthquake even happens, her world is crumbling, and then the earthquake just completes the work. So I knew I could use that backdrop. And I thought, well, whose world is going to start crumbling? And I started thinking of characters, and I picked the wrong ones in the first draft that I was writing. They just weren't working. And I didn't even know it. I had to send progress materials to my editor, like 25,000 words. And she had to tell me, I'm not dialed into these characters. I don't think it's going to work. And she was right. They weren't anybody that you're going to empathize with or care about. So I had to scrap them and come up with some new ones. And these new ones, I thought, well, these, I like these. I think I've got it now. And even with them, I wrote 40,000 words this time, sent them to her. And again, she had to tell me this isn't going to work. And she was right. I know. And so I had to throw away 60,000 words that I wasn't going to be able to use.
I would have been panicking.
I finally figured out that the
Sonya's
story,
panicking, and she's not even in that moment right now.
No, I'm like having.
well, the thing is,
I feel nauseous.
Oh,
she gave me really good advice, and it wasn't what to do. She didn't say, well, do this and do this and do this, and you'll be okay. She said, just start over. And she was right. I needed to start over. And what I realized was the story was really only about one person. And I have a picture in my mind of what she looks like.
she's beautiful.
I don't know who she is, but I found her on the internet, and she looks like I imagine my main
That's
character.
where we find everybody now.
And I figured out that it wasn't three people. It wasn't 3 points of view characters. It was just the one, and it was just her. And she is somebody who's not being completely honest with you. And you know that from the get-go, but you're okay with that because you think she's hiding something from you to protect herself. And who doesn't do that from time to time? You know, if you don't want to revisit your past because it's too painful, it's okay just not to talk about it. But she's a mail order bride ad. She meets this guy, super handsome, and she marries him.
Right.
You have all the photos. I'm loving this.
Which has been fun because I don't know who these people are, but they helped me dial into who the story really belonged to. And once I knew it was just Sophie's story to tell, I was able to write the book. I'm so glad my editor sent me back twice, because the book I have now I'm really happy with, and the critics seem to like it. It's gotten some good critical acclaim. And now you're starting to read it.
Amazing.
Yeah, people are liking it. So it was all worth it. It was hell, but it was all worth it.
Awesome.
That's a good story.
I
You
feel
have a great editor.
And if
She's
right,
really-
and did you have this moment of I can't do this. I'm gonna have to just start over.
Oh yeah.
Like
The
not
second-
even with that idea, a whole new idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you couldn't travel to New York to like punch her in the face. So that was an advantage.
We were in person. I was with her.
Oh,
The first time she told me it wasn't going to work, I was with her in Manhattan, and we had a lovely lunch. It was really nice in Midtown, and she had to tell me. And the second time she had to tell me, I was at the Historical Novel Society.
Wanted you to just pull one over on you.
Yeah. So anyway, in fact, I was so grateful to her for doing the hard work of telling me it wasn't working that I dedicated it to her. So if you get the book, you'll notice that it says like in the dedication that it's for Claire.
Oh, I love that.
She's my editor, because if she hadn't done the hard thing of telling me it's not working twice, there'd be no books. I'm very grateful to her for her honesty and her care and all of that.
Good.
That's
awesome.
great.
A good
Good
editor
story.
is gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Love
So,
a good editor.
Sonya, I have heard that you have something you would like to share with us this evening.
oh, just like you said something maybe food related, because who doesn't love food? And then, or something that you can recommend, you know? So I thought,
And you cooked
and really,
follow your page.
no, really, I have, this is what I came up with. This is my salad spinner. And the thing is that I've had this, and I don't know exactly when I got it, but I think it's 35 years old at least.
Wow.
So I guess
Yeah,
there's not a
I'm
link
right.
for it.
No, well, it's made by Zyliss, which is
Zyliss. Okay.
Zyliss, which is a Swiss company, but it's older than both my marriages combined. And as Richard said, when I said, I had this when I met you, and he said, yeah, and it will outlive me, you, everybody. And it's not like I spin lettuce like occasionally. I've got this huge garden. I'm like, we eat green. I mean, we basically have 4 stomachs. So, you know, like today I used this 3 times.
Wow.
Okay, and it's, look at it, it's perfect. Look, and it's, I mean, 35 years of that. I don't even look that good after 35 years of that. Okay, so let's just, you know, so shout out to my salad spinner. I think it's really, I'd like to be buried with it. Or actually, since I want to be cremated, I could actually be buried in it.
Yes.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's my shout out to my salad spinner.
All right.
Got a snort laugh.
We're not burying anyone tonight, however. That's not happening.
But I really want your salad spinner because mine sucks. I'm on the second one in
And
like 10 years.
I even looked up the new Zyliss ones, and they're all like pushy things, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's you know, it's probably fine, you know, but it's not this one. This is
probably fine.
This is like the, you know, the E-type Jaguar of salad spinners. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's a good tip.
And you know, Swiss brand is where it's at too. I hate to say it, but you know, if you've been to Switzerland, you can constantly be bowled over by the pristine beauty and the immaculate and incredibly inspiring machinery of everything that you don't see. Things are happening.
And their log piles are beyond compare. Their log piles where they stack their firewood. I mean, look, I'm German, you know, and we had log piles, and they were very neat. But there is nothing to compare to the log piles of the Swiss.
Well,
I mean, it's precision. It's precision log stacking. This is what we're talking about.
I need photos.
Hey, I need a photo.
I will be Googling Swiss log piles.
Google it right now.
Okay, right now.
All right.
Oh, well,
tell us. We're gonna take that precision and we're gonna apply it to your gorgeous new novel.
There it is.
Yes.
Another lovely cover. I really love the rope. I think it's
very cool.
Stunning.
It is. It is. It's very much like the rope on the salad. But in any case, so yeah, it's a it's a story about a family in 1980 in Chesapeake Bay, and the dad's ex-Navy, and they've got 9 kids. And he's like, what am I going to do with all these kids? Keep them busy. There's an abandoned oyster boat in their backyard, and he kind of sets it up as a, with the buy-in of the kids as a place to play, but also they have specific roles, and it becomes like the heart of the family. And so this is my little tidbit, when I told my writer friend, Julie Valerie, whose books you should definitely check out. She lives over in Richmond, so she's, sort of quasi-local. No one's actually local because I live in the middle of,
nowhere.
Mountains.
That's the polite way to say it. And she sent me, she's really interested, or somebody's interested in shipwrecks. So she sent me this map. Okay, I know this is gonna be hard to see, but it's Chesapeake Bay, and it shows all of the historical ships. I'm gonna move this in close just so you can see, like the little boats and things. Can you see that? The little black things. Each one of those is a shipwreck.
Oh wow,
that's amazing.
What a dangerous place, right? So there's no spoiler, there's no shipwreck per se but I thought, and each one says like the type of boat and the name of the boat that sunk and the year that it sunk. So when I was trying to find the name for this boat, the USS whatever, I I was poring over this for days, weeks. I mean, it had to be on there, right?
Mhm.
Like nobody sends you a map with all the shipwrecks in the Chesapeake Bay and the name for your ship is not on there. Somewhere it's on there. You wouldn't believe how dumb a lot of the names are. So, but anyway, eventually I found it. It's Nepenthe, which you can read the book and you can, I'm sorry?
It glitched a second. What was the name of it?
Oh, Nepenthe, Nepenthe. Yeah, and then that's the teaser. You can read the book and then you can figure out what the hell that word means. But but that's a little tidbit. That's how the book, how the ship got its name, and that's what lovely writer friends do for you because they're cool.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
We absolutely are cool. Coolest people.
And there was something about NPR. Can you tell me about the NPR? Was it an NPR show?
The inspiration for the story? Yeah, so totally stole it from an episode of This American Life, which I heard years ago, and it just stuck with me. And it was just that. It was like a family in Indiana, except they had 12 kids. Literally 12 kids. And there was no boat in the backyard. He built this boat like out of plywood and stuff. And if you look on This American Life, the episode is called Land of Make Believe, and it shows all these adorable children in these little sailor costumes and so on. And then the interview with them is about how like half of them ended up going into the military and stuff. And it was really adorable. And they weren't nearly like, of course, awful things happened to my family because that's the way you write a book. And nothing terrible happened to this lovely family, the Seinfelds.
Oh, good.
But that was the inspiration, for it, because I just thought it was just so cool. But yeah, the story is told from the point of view. There's actually, God help me, there's 6 points of view in this story, and 5 of them are children, starting between the ages of 5 and 18.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
The family ship, you guys. So we have
family ship.
The family ship, and we have The Nature of Fragile Things.
Yes.
2 beautiful books. Add them to your list. We're going to drop the links in the comment section in case you haven't checked them out. And then we're going to peruse the comments and chat with you a little bit once we go off the air here. We're still juggling, managing, and figuring out the technology.
I can see the comments. They're coming over.
You can?
Oh, cool.
I can. I just can't, like, for instance, some lovely person wanted to know where we were all from. I'm from Wisconsin.
I'm from Connecticut.
I'm in
Sonja,
Virginia.
California.
Yay. So there. Not everyone's name shows up because I think you have to grant permission over on the Facebook side. But yeah, I can see them. I didn't expect to be able to see them.
All right. So next time we need to figure out how to maybe stream it in this column here and chat with people.
Agreed. Like someone just said, girls, StreamYard is the best. It is. I have no idea who you are. You're just an anonymous Facebook user, but that's okay.
So last but not least, so we're going to drop the links in the comments, and also we have a giveaway.
We do. So, are you okay with that? You don't have to.
Sue, we have a giveaway. We have a family ship copy, and we have a copy of the Fragile of Nature Things. The Nature of Fragile. One comment is, comment away, and then you could be entered into the drawing. And just like this time, we will announce the winner right at the beginning of next week's episode.
With the Poppy News.
Awesome.
Yes, with the Poppy News.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for joining.
So fun. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you all next week.
We have to say who our next guest is. Our next guest next week is Kelly Simmons.
Yes.
So she's going to be on. I know at some point she was talking chocolate. So I'm looking forward to seeing.
There's pantry secrets that have crept on.
Ooh. They have evolved.
Some bookish snacks. It's going to be a very foodie-ish session. So
Yes.
anyone who's been asking me for recipes and food stuff and asking Amy, it's on. Kelly's bringing it. We're bringing it. Get ready.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
We finished it.
We did.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.